And the countdown is over. Holy smokes, welcome to the bench. Episode 77, holy smokes. I've been doing this a while. Good grief. What a beautiful day it was today. It rained. We're getting that nourishment into the earth for the wonderful spring weather that's right around the corner. Really looking forward to seeing some sunlight. I have done an extensive amount of work on this beautiful Simon & Patrick guitar built in Canada. You Canadians have a good eye for building good guitars. If Charlie Gabaldon shows up today, you can ask him about that. He has one of the coolest guitars in the world, in my humble opinion. I hope y'all are doing well. I'm gonna give it just a couple minutes for if anybody cares to show up. We'll get busy on getting to the point of this video. Hello, Janice. How are you doing? Oh, looks like let's see. Looks like I'm dropping some frames. I'm hoping that the video is working okay. Yeah, we're looking all right. Janice, welcome. I hope you're doing well and playing some music. What tunes do you have on the books tonight? Welcome to anybody else who might be happening to drop in, pop in, say hello. Feel free to say hi in the chat. You don't have to be subscribed to my channel to be able to leave a comment. You can pretty much say whatever you want. Okay, wonderful. I'm going to hold off for just a moment to give anybody else who might be out there a chance to pop in. Yeah, isn't this beauty? Look at this thing. It's just gorgeous. We'll give you a flyby here real quick. Personal flyby on this thing. Now, I fixed a crack right here in the top. I fixed two cracks over here in the top. This poor guitar, unfortunately, was in its case. And a heavy set dude decided that was a good place to sit down and did that. And these broke some bindings loose on the interior of this guitar, which I've gone in and glued, and I'll show you that. There you go, there's the inside of a guitar. Probably can't see anything, right? But they look really cool. And we've polished the fingerboard. We've done linseed oil on the neck, polished the frets. Got all that. Here's my little trick for keeping the strings from coming undone. If you've got to do something like this on an instrument, just put a capo on there and it'll keep your strings from popping off the machine heads. That's a little, if you're working on your own guitar. That's the whole point of my videos, is to help folks that maybe don't have a luthier close by. You can learn these little tricks. Now, the title of the Walk on the Wild Side. Nice. Saddle fall away. The topic is the fall away behind the saddle to where the end pins go into the guitar. There has to be an angle at that or some fall away. And because of the way this guitar, the neck angle was built, probably some of the damage that occurred to the top, it's a piece of wood and it's moved now. I can't get the string action correct without dropping this saddle down really low. And yes, I could remove some material off the top of this. I'm not going to do that. That's the next step in the process. But what happens here, and I'll show you, I'm going to tighten up this low E string, and we put new bone end pins. You'll notice that the string has absolutely no fall away, meaning it's not going at a downhill angle from the saddle to the end pin. So what I've got to do is on each string, I'm going to cut a little slot in here to create that. Sorry, Cheryl. Oh, Cheryl's not on. Cheryl's not on TV today. That's a good thing. Okay, not a good thing. She's awesome. So I'm going to undo what I just did to show you what we're going to accomplish today. It doesn't take long to do this. All of the other work on this guitar has taken me quite some time to get that all taken care of. It's beautiful new bone end pins. They just look gorgeous. Look at these things. And as I always do, grind those off at an angle so that the ball doesn't get stuck on the end pin. Yes, I said ball. Okay, here we go. This is what we do. It's one of my favorite things to do on a perfectly good guitar. Just bust out a Dremel tool and just take it to it. So here we go. We're gonna crank up the speed on this. You want to be real careful to go in a nice straight line. Don't that look pretty? I'm going to turn on some more light. My favorite thing to do, take a perfectly good guitar and except it's not perfectly good. Looking good. Liking what I'm seeing. Now, we were talking about nuts today, and mine are about that big, right? To do this live on YouTube. Am I dumb or what? Ah. Yeah. Hey Tom, going to the dentist tomorrow. I just got done to going to the dentist. I hope my teeth are nice and shiny, bright white. God bless me with some nice teeth. Well, my dad, mom blessed me with some nice teeth. Yeah, fall away. I call it fall away, Stu. There's a lot of different terms for that. And you might be wondering why fall away is so important. And the reason for it being so important is that if there isn't a certain amount of fall away, falling down on the back side of this saddle, the string will rattle here on the saddle. It'll rattle on the saddle. Rattle on the saddle. We should write a song. What do you think, Hugh? Rattle on the saddle? We could probably write every lyric and just make it nasty, right? Drum in the key of B. Very nice, cool. Hugh's got great pitch, by the way. So I'm gonna keep going on this one just to kind of give you an idea here of what some of the, I'm working on an instrument and I have to make an adjustment to it, and we find these sorts of problems with the construction of a guitar or damage that has occurred that has absolutely nothing to do with what I'm doing, but yet when I go to set the guitar up properly, I find this sort of stuff. So this is why a lot of times things take longer than expected. So there you go. I make no excuses. So this is what we have to do. Bring it up in the key of B. Looking good. So now we've got that all taken care of. We'll take a razor blade and clean up the mess a little bit. I've already oiled this with linseed oil, my favorite bare wood treatment on guitars. You got exposed wood, hit it with some linseed oil. It'll love you for it, and it looks awesome. Richard's building and repairing one of his instruments, the Falco. Be sure to check him out live on YouTube on Wednesday evenings. And be sure to check out Preston Smith. He's on right before Richard's. I don't know if he's calling it a lame live still. I can't remember. My brain. Oh, I went to the hearing doctor today, by the way. and I just spit on the guitar. So this guitar, that guitar is now worth millions, okay? Just so you know. It's worth millions. All right, so we've got our slots here. I am going to get a Q-tip, and I think, let me see if I got some oil here. Where's my linseed oil? Where did my linseed oil go? Well, my goodness. I have no idea where my linseed oil went. I must have knocked it on the floor. I did. Yeah, I sure did. My favorite tube of linseed oil. I've already treated this the saddle with, this is the bridge, not the saddle. I treated the bridge with some linseed oil. I'm going to go ahead and get these pieces of wood that I just now exposed to the wonderful world of worldwide sports, whatever. Yeah. We'll get some linseed oil on there, get this wood down in here protected. Alright. Shit like this is why I make the big bucks. You get my joke? Did you guys hear my joke? Yep. It's just, you know, to go on that little extra step to make sure everything's done right and that I know I did my job well. And if this was my guitar, this is what I would do. Why treat anyone else's guitar differently, right? Treat them all like they're my own. And this is a beautiful guitar. The guy who owns this guitar actually has done some artwork for the Grateful Dead, and anybody who has ever seen a Grateful Dead poster has probably seen this gentleman's artwork. Isn't that cool? At least that's what I understand. He does a lot of carvings of oh, what's that creature? Sasquatch now? Not carvings, but well, what are they called? Big old tall things. They're sculptures. That's it. Sculptures. Where's my art word vocabulary? All right. So now that we have the slots cut in there, we can put the strings back on this thing and tune the guitar back up. I'm just going to go ahead and start all 6 of the strings here. I'm using a set of Ernie Ball Earthwood 11 to 54 gauge strings on this guitar. We went with kind of a light. That's my most popular gauge of string that I use on acoustic guitars, and especially on guitars that have been damaged. I don't like to put a big set of heavy, 12s or 13s. Not that the guitar couldn't handle it, but if I don't have to, I'm gonna give this guitar a nice, long-lasting life. In my hopes, is my hope. So we use a little bit lighter string than what is very popular, which is a 12 gauge set of acoustic strings. Probably the 12s are about the most popular gauge of string in the world. That's a subject of probably a little bit of debate. So now we've got that all done. So we'll tune her back up and we'll notice that now we've got fall away. We'll get you here where you can see the fall away actually happen. Let me get my camera set up here. And we've created enough fall away for these things to behave properly. Downhill. Is that an E? Help me. I nailed it! I nailed that A. I've tuned up about 5 guitars today, so A is pretty much stuck in my brain. Looking for phones. We got phones ringing off the hook. Holy smokes, you guys! I got so busy this week. It is unbelievable how much work came in. I'm grateful. But boy, I don't like being that far buried. I mean, it's just not. We're pretty close to being in pitch right out of the gate. We've got proper fall away on the backside of the saddle. It's very, very important. If they're going flat across here, you end up with fret buzz or buzz down here with the strings will slide back and forth on these saddles. This is a pretty old guitar. I don't know the exact era when this thing was built. But I have played it many times in my past and partying with the man who owns this instrument and jamming out at his hangar. We call it the hangar. And had a lot of fun banging on this guitar. In fact, I may have sold it to him years ago. I don't know. Let's stretch the strings out. See if I can break one while I'm stretching them. And again, I didn't realize when I measured the string action here at the 12th fret and saw how high it was and how much material I was going to have to remove off of the saddle. Immediately, my mind went, probably going to have to put some slots in that bridge on the guitar, and I was right. I don't know where this pick came from, but this is one of these wimpy little. This is like a 0.46 millimeter guitar pick. That's too thin. It's just too thin. Like me, he's watching my girlish figure. Come on, I gotta have more guitar picks. I did laundry, so I got a whole bunch of quarters in my pocket. I wonder if I oh no, there's one. There we go. I had one. This is the perfect guitar pick. And I think I already stretched these strings once. But after you take them off the guitar and put them back on, you want to give them another good little Arnold Schwarzenegger moment. Stretch the hell out of them. Here we go. This is the first music this guitar has made in quite a long time. It's been here at my shop. I think this is almost week 2. And I started on the repairs on this on one of my Welcome to the Bench episodes, so you can go back and if you're interested in how long this has taken. And a lot of that time was spent waiting for glue to dry. I just want to check the intonation on this. It's a little bit sharp. I prefer it to be, well, maybe I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Boy, that's dead on. Let's see. I'm sucking on guitar. I haven't played it all today. I think she's gonna be good. She fixed, and she doesn't have any fall away rattle. She has enough fall away that she sounds pretty darn good. And the thing, you know, was broken when it arrived, pretty much unplayable. The top had kind of caved in with the cracks that were in the top of this thing. And we did some repair work to those, and now I get to send this bad boy home. See Mother Mary. Michael, hello, brother. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, 64 low E. Holy smokes. You guys are talking drop E, like way. Hey Dwight, welcome, brother. Oh Dwight, man, I don't know if you've seen this guitar. Not this one. Now, let me show you this old guitar. You're gonna love this, man. Yeah, I think I showed this one to you. Check this one out. Does that look familiar? A little? Check that one out. Wow. Yeah. Mid-60s J40. Yeah. This one works. I mean, if I could play it, it would work, but it needs to be tuned pretty badly. Yeah. This thing it needs a lot of work, but it sounds fantastic. It's so old. This thing's been played to death. Not to death, to life. It's definitely living. Binding. I got to replace all the binding on this guitar. It's been done once before, and I think the guitar's been refinished. But pretty cool old guitar, huh? Look at the checkering on that. That's the real deal. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. It's been the day of a lot of saddle work for me today. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one off my bench. So hopefully you guys have seen sometimes what it takes to do a repair on an instrument when we find that we don't have enough fall away because we've had to lower the saddle height. That's not the end of the world. Yeah, it looks beautiful. We did a little bit of repair work here. He didn't want me to get crazy with doing the finish work on this thing, so you can probably see a little bit of a line here where I glued a crack. And it it was kind of cool because I was able to glue that, and then I used a large clamp to clamp the guitar together to pull these two sides together. So this was a much wider crack. The whole thing had separated. And these definitely had room in them. This one being right on the purfling, or kerfing, whatever you call it. This crack right here, I don't know how well you can see it, but unfortunately there is a little bit of a, you can feel that crack. This one, you can't feel it at all. It's as if nothing ever happened. So it's really nice. But this one, we just put some wood glue in it and clamped it together. Used a little a jack on the interior of the guitar to push stuff up and get it lined up, and back in business. And then we also, after we did the repairs on these, there's a piece of binding. The X brace comes across here. It was loose right at this end of the X brace, and then there's another brace that goes across here, and this brace was also loose at the end where this thing had been cracked. So we glued those braces back to the top, stiffened it up, and they were rattling. If you tapped on the top of the guitar, you could hear a rattle. So really cool stuff to get to fix on an instrument. Stuff like that happens. And then the next guitar that I've got is a Fender Acoustic that I'll be working on tomorrow for a while. So I just thought I'd share a little bit. It's kind of a short live stream. I hope everybody is having a really wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. It's Tuesday today, all day. Did I tell you I got my hearing checked today? Yeah, this one's a cedar top, Michael. But I love mahogany guitars. Mahogany top guitars have a really beautiful compressed sound right out of the gate. It's like if you use a compressor in a recording studio on a mahogany top guitar, just stop. They sound so good. Yeah, thanks you all for dropping in and joining me at my bench. I thought I'd share a little bit with you. Hopefully y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and we'll probably see you tomorrow night. I'll be going live around 5 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time tomorrow. And what else do I got going? Yeah, and I'll be hanging with Preston and the Falcro tomorrow night, so be sure to be there for those guys. Hey, thanks for being here, Ron. It's great to see you. Man. Yeah. Yeah. Cedar top has a softer sound. No pun intended. Peace, y'all. Have a great evening, or morning, or afternoon.